Good evening, and welcome to another segment of the New Black Leadership Coalition show live here in the great studios of Intellectual Radio. My name is Greg Sang, the host and one of the co-founders of the New Black Leadership Coalition. I am so thankful. I am so blessed. I am so all of that and some more for having another opportunity to get it right. Want to thank our creator for giving all of us, you that are tuned in and us here in the studio, another opportunity to be thankful and to be blessed and grateful with another day on this planet that we call Earth. I am so thankful for our ancestors, and I know sometimes many of us we forget who paved the way. And there's so many that I would not try to call all of their names, but I want to thank our ancestors and some of those that we've never known who was fighting for freedom, justice, and equality for poor people and for humanity as a whole. We are thankful to our mentors. We're thankful to every single individual that have something to do with our success or our upbringing or just with us having a decent life in this world. I am so thankful, and thank you all for tuning in. Make sure right now you share this with all of your Facebook friends and your Facebook enemies. Make sure they're all on, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to water it down. I'm going to call a spade a spade. We are blessed. We're privileged to have live in studio two fantastic, I would say amazing guests based on the work that they do here in Chicago and etc. So right next to me, we have the one and only a brother, a friend to the community, and he used this word quite often, humanity. He broadened that piece. But we have a mayoral candidate, the brother, the minister, the friend, the fighter now, the one and only Reverend Willie Wilson right here. And also with us, we have, they like to call this sister millennium, but she is more than just that. She's a wise black woman, young black woman here in the studio. She is the founder for Level Up and Vote, the one and only Chantel Grant.
Thank you.
And you better grant her some respect here in the studio because she don't take any prisoners. And it's a great mix because they like to come up with this old school, new school. It's only one school. If you wise, you wise. You can't be new school and don't refer back to the old school or you won't have a school. So at the end of the day, we're working together. So I got a lot to talk about. But my commentary real quick, and I want to go straight in. I just got a quick commentary. And this is for some of the people who have a different horse in the race. See, it don't make a difference what horse you have. But know that we are still family. We still gonna keep our love and unity and respect for one another. So whether you for this one or that one, matter of fact, one of the members of the new co-founders of the New Black Leadership gonna come in the studio soon, Brother Doc Walls. I spoke with Brother LaShawn Ford. I know all of them, and they have an opportunity, and they could come here in the studio. So I don't want you to think that the New Black Leadership is endorsing anyone, because that's not the case. We're giving people a platform like other places to talk about what it is that they want to do in their visions. That's my commentary. So I want to get straight to this, man. Look, what would make anybody in their right mind want to be the mayor of Chicago? You got to be crazy to want to be mayor of Chicago with the stuff that's been going on in Chicago, the corruption, the needs, all of that stuff, man. poor people. What would make anybody in their right mind want to be mayor when we talk about it being you're a public servant? You're here for the people. You know what I mean? What would make you want to do that when you know you got to feed the poor, and you got a lot of responsibility on changing the complexity of this city?
Well, let's do it this way. It's obvious I'm not in it for myself. I don't need the money, number one. But I am in it for the people. I spent, last time I ran, into the millions of dollars. This year, I probably already spent that much, and I have not taken one penny from the Democratic Party. I would not sell out our people, but also I would not sit on the sideline and see our young people, close down the schools, don't have trade, and see our politicians sell our people out for a piece of bread. Somebody got to do it. That making sure that I don't want nothing from anybody. I'm running out here to help the people who I don't want them to pay me back. So I think that we all got to take a look at this whole thing. Those of us that have been blessed to be able to get out financially must reach back. If they don't get out there and reach back and help others, I would say something wrong with them. I would say they crazy. They need to see what's his name, Dr. Phil,
or Dr. Michael over there.
Or somebody. All right. Because look, it was the people in Chicago that made it possible for myself to be where I'm at financially. Now I don't brag about financial anything. I do understand that we needed to help other people. If you look at the condition today, our young people, let's take, for example, the minority, the black, the Latina, et cetera, et cetera. The young people, when they get out of school, they get a piece of paper, they still can't get jobs, right? The young people, when they get out of school and they need a trade along with a diploma. A lot of it today is committing suicide unlimited now. They're giving up. Some of them single parents and some not. But even if they're not single parents, it's just hard. I'm running to make sure that if you can put $8 billion or $10 billion into a place like O'Hare for the wealthy people, the wealthy corporation to have what they want to have, why can't you put that into the youth and into the poor family, the disadvantaged, regardless of what color you happen to be? Well, many politicians can't say what I'm saying right now because they too afraid. They already in the man's pocketbook.
And let me ask you this: access to capital. So when you talk about poor people, the average poor person, will the average poor person, if you're the mayor, have access? Because the way this thing works, the poor people are nickel and dimed every day. Folks have been making promises. Yesterday, I don't want to call a brother out of his name, but let me pause for 1 minute. I forgot to do something. I want to send my heartfelt condolences to our brother and friend, our brother Philip Jackson of the Black Star Project. And not just Philip, but all of those who have lost loved ones and etc. So, but a shout out to Philip, and my condolences, and I'm sure I could speak for all of us, goes out to your family for brother Phil Jackson. But access to capital, real capital, because this way this thing is structured, is rich against the poor, and it don't changes unless there's a redistribution of the wealth, and the same 1% controls the wealth. And access to capital is really taking back some slave money.
Well, you're doing that too, but you got to understand this too. The politician that we put in the office that representing the community sells out for a piece of bread. All right? So every time we try to put somebody in there, they say they're going to help the community. What happened? Case in point, This mayor here now, presently, when they put the people out there at home, no politician said nothing about it. I went and donated millions and millions of dollars to help them save their home. When they put the young people in jail and they got $100, didn't have $100 to get out for making a left turn on a red light, who went them out?
I know one
Okay.
thing you told the white man, which I love hearing. Did you come out of your body when you said, I'm tired of white people telling me how to spend my money? All I can see is black people who revolutionists say, thank you, brother Willie.
Well, that's because I'm not owned by none of them. You know, listen, I am free spiritual wise first. I'm free otherwise, physical wise, financial wise. But my dollar is going to always be the rest of my life helping people. We got to do something about the future. The future is young people. All right. And if you sit around and let the people who sell us out, these young men, these young ladies out here struggling like left and right, don't know which way to go. They got a job paying minimum wages. Something's wrong with this. And by the way, these all me because I look the white man ain't the real reason for our problem. Also, you know, the black man, the black woman is some of our problem as well. If that was the case, they wouldn't be selling us out. You know.
And speaking of that, young, I want to get a perspective from you, and then it's something I really want to do that's going to take a little spiritual guidance, but I want to do something to some folks who they all these people know. But go ahead, sis. So what are you, the great Chantel?
I'm just Chantel. That's all.
So what's up with Level Up and Vote?
Right. So Level Up and Vote was created from the strength of fear. Right. When as a baby bird, when you come back and you waiting for the mama bird to bring back the food and they'll never come back, you got to go out there and start hunting. Right. You got to learn, you got to hunt, you got to learn how to get it, because at the end of the day, somebody got to be fed. And so I think that's what's happening with the millennials and young people. And what I mean by millennials, age 18 through 34. And this group, and I Level Up and Vote focuses strictly on Black millennials, right? Black millennials definitely feels the wrath of this city politically. And I think it's important for them to be educated about it. So me personally, before Level Up and Vote, before I founded the organization, I've surrounded myself with numerous elders from you can go back from Miss Josie Childs, from people from Cole, New Black Leadership, and just getting the information that's needed to be able to be transparent to my generation and educate them in my own way. And so by doing that, they're much more interested in the political process and making sure I tie ins to why it's important for you to vote, number one, and how it relates to your current situation, right? And I don't think many realize that many realizes that it's very imperative to their current situation, especially the local politics, mayor and alderman and things like that. If you go into high school, some kids in high schools don't know what an alderman is.
Most of them don't.
Most of them. And for something that controls your living situation, and they don't know it, shows the lack of information, shows the lack of passing the torch, shows the lack of being able of that mama bird coming back with the food, and not only that, we have different dynamics or different sectors within the young generation that's separating us of information. So for instance, you might have your high school kids, right? Age 16, 17, 18. this group of kids are directly being affected by violence, by being if they go to a CPS school, by
or a charter
trauma,
school. It
right,
don't
or a
make a
charter
difference where
school
they are.
in the city.
Yeah.
They're affected by trauma. They're affected by social media. They're affected by being authentic process, right? And then you have those that went away to college and come back, and they're not informed about the political process, and they're getting back in tune with their city that they left from. So they're really not knowing the people that's been there for a while, but they want to help, right?
Yeah.
And then you have some that's totally doesn't care about the political process because they view it in an authentic manner. I mean, in a artificial manner. Because if you are telling me as a young person to go out there and vote, and you want me to vote for what? Because look at our situation, look at our communities. What result has it? What is the result of that? We have not seen nothing that you want us to vote for.
And you know what? You talking this language. I wanna say something that you will. I know you got a lot to say and respond to this. So the New Black Leadership Coalition are members who really are connected to the source, we believe, of power. And so we're not going to sugarcoat anything. Bro, you are a very decent human being. And so I can't stand for people to be petty with our brothers and sisters. So the most honorable Elijah Muhammad had a speech problem. A man with a third grade education, but taught Malcolm, Minister Farrakhan, Muhammad Ali. And he looked at Minister Farrakhan up in the audience and said, he said something about, you all that could sound or say what I'm saying more fancier, then do that and go teach the people. Moses didn't speak, had a speech situation, but one of the most powerful men on the planet. And see, many Black people, I gotta say this to us as a family, that's a wicked thought. I mean, how articulate somebody have to sound, and why they dogging us. Some of the best sounding people on the planet ain't worth a dime. You got a southern drawl. You have a southern drawl, Mississippi man from the South, and people judge you based on that, not your work, not your work, but how you sound. Maybe a word come out like this, a word come out, but not your heart. And somebody who say that they can do a better job, I have to say that to us because that's stupid to even bring that up.
Before you talk, Dr. Willie Wilson, I just want to say something about that. I really truly think those that do focus on that do not see the bigger picture, number one. And number two, that they will always be distracted on what we need to do and what's our goal. It don't matter if I was voting for this person or he's voting for it. It's never a case where we have to down each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, and one thing I really have to say about that bunch of ignorant Negroes.
Broke.
Yeah. Yeah. And these ignorant.
Without a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out. Right.
Wait a minute.
But self-hatred is something else. Yeah.
Well, as I said many times before, I said here.
Back that up just a minute.
These.
You can see her.
Particular ignorant Negroes, they signed the back of their check, as I said, and I signed in front of mine, right? And so
great.
They're not helping anybody, Why are they on earth? So they're playing on just ignorant, and I said right here,
Here's a man makes $60 million a year, something like that. I couldn't even get out. His company, whatever.
Yes, my country.
You work.
Well, yeah, we do fine, but we listen. We give away 99.99% of the money we make. Give it away. The other 1.5%, I take my wife on vacation.
Must be a lavish vacation. but going back to what the sister said, and the reason I brought that up, see, we have to have those kind of conversations because you have those kind of individuals that choose symbol over substance. See, we got symbol with Barack and very little substance for black people. And so politics without economics is symbol without substance. And that's a quote from the minister.
Yeah, well, my whole thing is here. I don't have time to worry about them because I'm trying to help other people. And these Negroes ain't got a hell to put me into. No, they haven't. So what did I care about them? You know, when somebody ignorant, when I'm out here getting people out of jail, I'm out here paying people property taxes. I'm out here giving people money that don't have IDs so they get food to eat. I'm out here helping the homeless that's sleeping on Wacker Drive. I'm out here on my birthday going down the street passing out $100 to people who sleeping on the street. You know, what are they doing?
Well, they like the person who sounds the cutest, dressed the best, that could fool us the greatest. We like that. I mean, we are immune to that. And I mean, we got fascinated over Barack, and there was a teleprompt kind of thing too. But at the end of the day, that's the kind of stuff that we buy into versus the platform of somebody who care about people. I mean, policy is understanding policy, which is what policy right now current that you see going on in the city of Chicago that you will abolish, that you know affect poor people.
Well, a few things. We would definitely get rid of things that hurt our people. For example, taxes. You don't raise taxes on people and run them out of their homes and take them away from them, you know, and let other people come in and buy up underneath and throw them out in the street.
Right.
You know, you don't put red light cameras on poor people and put them in jail and lock them up.
Stay at the red light camera, man.
You don't take them, boot people cars and put people in jail. And people in jail their parents and people don't even know they're in jail. You know, you got to be about helping people, compassion. You got to be about economic.
How would you do that with like the city council that's current? How could you, what would the so-called money revenue that they use all of that for that we don't see in tip dollars, et cetera, in our community? How would you convince this group of people to see it the way that would positively affect the poor?
Well, I was at the City Club today. The thing that you must do is make sure there's 77 communities in the city of Chicago. You take the tip dollar, the tax dollar, make sure economic equality for contract and job. Young people got to think about not getting a job per se with a major white corporation after they get out of college, but they got also, some of them got to think about owning their own business.
Absolutely.
And keeping it within the community. But the reason why they do that because they don't have much resources out there to get it from. We would treat a grant. And people say, well, we got to have the capital, you got to have the money. When you go to a bank, the bank gonna turn you down if you don't have enough credit, you don't have a record. You get a grant, put you in business,
right?
You know, and you pay it back if you succeed with it, but you still don't run your credit. You know, you have to get rid of the word expungement.
Right.
Put people in jail when they get out. They should have a clean record because they done paid their dues. Young people get out of jail, they recycle right back into the jail because they can't find jobs.
And it's a profitable business.
Well, you know, the privatized prison did last year before last when I ran for president, $45 billion profit.
That's crazy.
Today it's called economic races. All right. Young people must take the future in their own hand by coming out and vote. We support young people right now to run for office, digging in my pocket, helping them as well. They must come out and vote and set an example for their own self. They can be mayor, they can be superintendent of police. Yeah, the problem is this here. I don't want nothing out of this whole thing but to see the people benefit. And economic equality should reflect all 7-7 community, and I get that passed the first day I'm in office. That 7-7 community, the taxpayers' dollar, the tip dollar must reflect all communities fairly and equally.
Why is and Chantel, tell me, why do you think billionaires are running to be the governor? Billionaires, what's really in it for them as far as that job? Why do they want to sit in that seat from your perspective? Why? Billionaires who've been controlling wealth.
Well, truthfully, I would say a couple of years ago, I would not know. I couldn't lie to you. I wouldn't know. I'd just be like, maybe just want to, just the answer of every other typical millennial. But me being, engaged and politically engaged and speaking with elders and things like that, I now know because of the power, right? And when I say this, I've watched and I've witnessed people that are not in my generation, of an elder generation, witness the cliques, and I witnessed the back room deals, and I witnessed the back talk and things like that. And I've seen for myself, in which the elders brought me in the room to say, we're not gonna talk to you no more. We're gonna show you. And I've seen it play out, seen how they dupe young people. And I've seen how they made the process transactional, where they don't believe in politics. As far as I know, it's a transactional thing. When politics come up, it's a seasonal thing. You come, you pass a flyer, you give me some money, I vote for you. It's nothing that they feel is authentic, where it can make where my input and what I do is of influence for the political process. It became an authentic transactional thing because the trust has gone. It has been lost.
And you said what he said differently, which is powerful. You used the word power, right? Reverend Wilson said, and I'm going to quote it a little different, but the same. What profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? So you can have power, right? But that doesn't mean that you use your power in a corrupt way. But now that's why I came out the gates talking about being a servant. What kind of heart do you really have for the people? What kind of heart? Do you really love the people? Do you really care about the poor? Do it pains you to see people losing their homes? Do it pains you to see a poor person who needs their damn car to get to work got a boot on it?
Let me tell you this. I was at Hirsch High School, and I was, speaking to them about the political process. And you can tell when your audience is kind of getting bored. They're like, all right, So I asked this. I said, all the young brothers and sisters in here, how many people have been affected by violence? They all raised their hand. How many people have seen somebody get killed? Majority raised their hand. Then it was how many people feel like they have targets on their back because of a conversation or a dispute. They raise their hand. How many people know that one day, they might die fast? They all raise their hand. I think when I was on the phone with Miss Josie Childs, who was the chairman of the Harold Washington Legacy Committee, and Miss Josie Childs helped get Mayor Harold Washington into office. And so when I have these conversations with her, and at this point, and what I do with many of my elders is we try to understand each other. And the way, what situation, what are we seeing through our own lens?
Do you see me and him as an elder?
Yes.
Don't be looking at me as an elder.
I see, but not elder, but
I'm
other generation. But you all have more knowledge than me and wisdom.
You are so so super razor sharp. But go ahead, Brother Wilson. Isn't
Well,
it?
look, see, well, I appreciate her at least getting out doing something.
That's right.
Mhm.
A lot of our young people just gave up. I was in the room the other one night, and the young man came and said, "Well, Doctor Wilson, we the older people done push us aside. Nobody want us. They care about us no more. And never have." It was sad to hear that. All right, and so, but I understand where you're coming from, but you still can't let that dampen you and kill your spirit and not to do anything. Now we're reaching out for some of the young people. We had a Nina over here. She's had a live online chat the other night
Okay.
with a lot of the young people, and it was the first time we had did it. But we've been doing it now every week. But we reach out, and we got, I think, close to in less than a day or two, 10,000 young people. You know, and we're now going to do it every week because I want to find out what 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 it's going to take to get them out. What are they looking for? What do you need so that we can make it part of our administration? Join the team with us. Be part of this administration. You know, but let's think about also business because if you get a job outside forces on the business, when they retire or quit, then they
Take the business
take the
with
business
them.
with them. If you have business within the community, that person retired, that business in the community still support the community. All right. So I'm trying to get the young people like, look, let's think business here. All right. To develop the community. Let's these schools when their school will close down, it's hurt us. It's hurt us bad. The guy used to wake, a lady used to roll wheelchair 5 blocks, now they got to roll it 50, 60 blocks. You know? So in those particular school, you're still studying about in our school, when the Mayflower came over. But in a white school, in the other wealthy area, they got computers, technology, how to drive a truck, be driving itself up and down the highway. You know. So, but our people have lost the faith and hope. Young people, we got to get it back. That's why we still reaching out now. And I was surprised that we had 10,000 people that one night. But we're gonna do it again in
10,000.
this. Yeah, it's the first time we did it. We'll
And
do it this
and
week.
that's good because there's a gap. There's a
Yeah.
generational gap, and you are so right on point in terms of bridging that gap. What do we do, and where do we go from here? Because unity is more powerful than a nuclear atomic bomb. So when that season is over with, and it's going to be a minute because the mayoral race is coming now, right after the governor's race. But is something going to change for Black people, man?
So, what happens now in order to bridge generational gap, we have to start with transparency. We have to start with building back that trust, right? And in order to build back that trust, we have to link up with leaders of that represents that group. So with the millennial leaders and with with leaders of other generations as well, and be specific to what's going on with us problem wise,
Can you be
right?
specific with him as a millennial?
Yes.
And talk to Dr. Wilson. What is it if he's the mayor of the city of Chicago? What is it what ask do you have right now?
Right.
Because
So
you got him.
yeah, the ask is simply about education, about the political process, and how, and when we talk about politics, we talk about money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about the city budgets, and we talk about contracts, and we talk about entrepreneurship. These things are tools to help one another. If a young person got a contract, they can help hire brothers and sisters and know the situations and things like that. There needs to be a face, of making sure we can attract that speed and face to go with it, what we're talking about. So I think it's important that our elders, our brains, and the young people are the legs. We have to do the work, but we have to come together in order for that work to happen.
Okay, great.
Well, a couple of things. Education is certainly key. With this whole situation, if you don't have the education, then it's 5, 6, 10 years down the road. What are you gonna do when everything like technology?
Right.
What are you gonna do? But like so we got to get that up to par there. The other thing that our young people, we got to reach out, and we're reaching out. And by the way, it ain't if I become the mayor, I am your mayor.
Okay, now
That is a fact, right?
do y'all hear that?
We're gonna win this race for the citizens of Chicago. Because the only thing my heart desire is to help.
And she mentioned contracts, and she mentioned
entrepreneurship training.
You need to have people who in business, who understand business. You got the other people out here talking about business. They ain't never been in business before in their life. How you gonna get on an airplane and you never flew the airplane? You got to have business experience. This is a $10 billion budget a year. You got to know how to place the stock overseas, dealing overseas, the stock market, bonds, insurance, all these different things play a part. You got to read the sign. You got to be involved with it. It is not like you can read it out of the book. You got to be able to manage budget. Things of that nature. Anybody can do business with taxpayer dollars and care nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But we do business with my own dollars out here, right? The young people gotta understand that business is the key. We help young people get in business. We're training them. We're telling them. I'm trying to get everybody to see the idea, how to take and deal with this thing. The rest of the people out here is running just to try to get in an office and do it and make a paycheck. I don't want a paycheck. My paycheck would get, I would give it away. But the other thing is this here too. Don't vote for me because I'm black. Vote for me because I'm the smartest, brightest, honest, compassionate person to make this thing work. And check my record. Vote for me because of what I have already done. We've done more not being a politician than the politicians themselves. These people in Chicago, these politicians, they're just nuts. Okay? Why don't they just I think the mayor just gave each one of them like $5,000 or more a piece back here. This mayor right now is still running these guys and these young ladies. I promised, and I've said it before, I would not take a penny from the Democratic machine. So when a person think that way, got nothing in it for himself, I have no horse in this race. Nor would I put a horse in this race. Because I'm 70 years old. What do I want looking for a job? The idea is now we got to make sure we change things for the benefit of the future of our community, and making sure that one, business, you can get education, because you can't get education unless you got money. You can't have a nice home to stay in unless you got money. These people homeless on the street. We try to have young people be part of it. Administration, that they're homeless on the street, being part of it too. Everybody's important. Just because you're homeless on the street doesn't mean that you may not used to be a doctor or a lawyer.
That's right.
Here's everything we do for the young people. This is what we do for the young people. The casinos, extra money comes in, about $1 billion or $2 billion a year. The legalized marijuana, tax it. The money come in from that. Open Meg Field, $500 million there. That's those new revenue. Take 10% of that money, put it in a trust that for our people can have money to get into business and make it for themselves. And if they hit hard time, those trust dollars will help take care of, save people homes and things of that nature. If we do it for major corporation, bail them out when they get into trouble. Why can't we set aside money to bail out our citizens and help our young people get trade and get into business, and shut up from just talking about it? Let's do it.
Well, why don't some of them, I love it. I wish some of the Negro preachers that you have some of them will follow your suit because they just have a hand out and they on welfare. And unfortunately, I'm just calling it like it is. You go by and try to set an example and you help some of them out. Man, they run up to Church's Chicken and get them something to eat and do a few other things, but no business. No. So a business-minded reverend come in, give them some dollars, but they don't follow suit. They just want something free. Yet all of these churches in the Black community have not to this day pooled our resources that we have farmland. Not one farm. One.
Well, first of all, a lot of the preachers don't have business experience themselves. One. Majority of the preachers that I know of is trying to feed his family. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the preachers in the churches is bought by the politician.
Mm.
And I've said that day at the City Club. And when you're trying to figure out how you're gonna get your next meal from but I say this much: I support the churches a lot because of this here. Because they gotta compete with the nightclub. If you're in church, I'm down and out. Perhaps I can go and get some word of encouragement about Christ and I can be saved.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If I go to the nightclub out here, chances are that's a one night kind of a thing, and it is tough, So, but when people get into service and when they're down and out, at least for me, it help pulls you out. So we help not only the churches, but we also reach out for the young people, the elder people, and the middle-aged people as well. So we reach out and help them as well. Now, understand this too. We put out of our pocket per year that we don't even write off for taxes. We give away roughly $350,000 to $400,000 to people on the street that don't have food to eat. We do both. We don't say anything about that. We talk about the church, but all those other things that we do out here, But that's what we take and do. You got young ladies on the street prostituting. Step up to them and try to help them. I don't talk about that. Did I help them out? We don't talk about those type of things. But there's a lot out there. But if you're able to do it and to help you get out here, you do it without exposing it. Only reason people know what I do today is because I ran for politics and all this stuff came out. Otherwise, I never would have said nothing about it.
Wow. And that's amazing, that we're not informed about successful people in our community, and we have our eyes on people who just got game. Just game.
Good game.
Good game too.
Yeah.
Good game. You mentioned some of them, because they're prostitutes at the club, and there's some of them still pimping at the church. So we got a couple of more minutes. What we got, about 10 minutes? We got about 10 minutes. And I see you with that beautiful, beautiful child right there. Reverend Wilson, you got some young people, man, here for you, man. That 10,000 didn't grown. They all outside.
We're going to try to recruit them after I leave out of here.
Yeah. Wow.
So mainly, I think what's important is when it comes to young people in particular is being able to speak that language, right? The reason why so many young people gravitated towards me, because I'm not 16, 17, 18 years old too, but I am equipped with knowing the lingo and the language and things like that. But being able to relate that message and being able to break it down to them is important. Educating them is important, and I think that's what we must be able to have leaders and things like that to educate those. And see, the way Level Up and Vote Coalition works is that we are a coalition of different millennial groups, right? More specifically, we're working on a millennial chamber of commerce as well, and having Level Up and Vote be the political arm.
Oh.
And so when we talk about that, we want to talk about economics, right? Which is very important. And we want to make sure people are comfortable with the leaders and who represents them as well. Eventually, Level Up and Vote Coalition will have a panel. Dr. Wilson, you're invited. And all the mayors invited to come and speak and give their platform. So it can be a sense of great transparency and education as well.
I love it. We got a caller on. Hello, caller. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
I am good, thank you. Who's on the line?
This is Floyd Davis from the Poor People's Campaign.
The Poor People's Campaign.
Right, and I'd just like to thank Dr. Wilson for entering this race. He's the strongest and most viable candidate to bring economic development into our community. And this, we must all be aware of, this is a battle for control of the budget for the city of Chicago. And this is the reason why they're trying to divide our community in so many different directions. Women, lesbians, gays, young, the machine, women, we got to look past all that and understand that this is about who's going to control the budget for the city of Chicago. Dr. Wilson is a well-respected, successful businessman. He understands business. He understands procurement. He understands everything that is needed to get this city back on track. And I would just say that in our community and other progressive thinkers in the city of Chicago, that we should come together for a new and unique way of looking at our community as development.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look, Dr. Wilson, can you look in the where they see you? There's so many cameras and so many. So do you want to tell your opponents right now to get out of the race, or you want to just kind of like, I mean, seriously, because look, let me just say it like this. There are a bunch of black candidates in this race. And I don't know if anybody, because everybody feel as though they're the one. They're the one. So is there going to be a situation where all of you all get behind closed doors and try to figure this thing out, or else somebody else creep in? We got another caller, but go ahead, answer that, and then we'll take the caller.
Well, first of all, is that if you ain't got no money, you don't need to be in the race. If you're going to take money from someone else that's going to own you, then you're not in here for the race for the people. You should not be drawn and to locked to the chain of these major Democratic parties out here and going to take money from them. You got to pay them back, and you're looking to get a paycheck. Look, I'll spend this month, $100,000 this month easy of my own money. Been spending $50,000, $60,000 a month. I'm gonna have to spend another $1 million or two here another month or two.
You ain't gonna be able to take your wife on the trip.
I'm trying to tell you, right. But it's cost money in this race right here. The rest of them, where they getting it from, they need to get out. They don't have the money. Get out the race and let a person who has it and going to do right and without looking for running for a paycheck and get in it. That's just a fact of life. Now we're gonna beat them either way it goes.
All right, let's take this caller. Hello, caller.
Good afternoon, good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. I just wanted to ask Dr. Willie Wilson, what are we going to do about the fact that we got the media hiding the fact that these young kids are getting gunned down, 100 bullets left on the street and the expressways, and even the fact that they even found on a couple of these streets that it was carloads of Mexicans letting all these bullets go. What are we going to do about that right there, that they hiding all this?
Well, first off, in terms as it relates to the police department, we got to figure this thing out by making sure that we integrate the police department with not all white and the black community, and not all of our black aldermen, white aldermen is in one person pocketbook. As long as you're in person pocketbook, they're gonna help other people get richer and richer and richer. All right. And you gotta make sure that look, we put 4 superintendent of police integrate those particular cars. I can't say this much, but look, how can you train a person that is a racist? That don't exist.
No, there's no training.
No. You have to make sure you put them in cars together, economic equality, contracting job to the rank of the police department, and work these things out. I don't believe that we should be hiring all these police officers trying going up higher and higher. I believe we got to put economically resources in our community to take care of the problem. But it's big money in this whole thing. And as long as there's big money in here, they don't care about people getting shot down and this and that and everything else. It's a drug situation, big money, So we got to deal with all of this situation out here. So we'll change it up that way, but we also got to deal with our own politicians as well. That if you're gonna get it in the race, look, whether you're rich or poor, regardless of what it may be, you gotta have a heart for the people that put you in there.
So are you gonna be direct with all of them? No matter who they are, when you debate, you going for them? Or you just going to basically focus on presenting your platform, or are you going to expose folks while you there? I guess if y'all have that opportunity.
I'm going to talk about what I've done in the past, what I'm going to do in the future, what I'm not going to take from. They ain't got nothing to say to me. What have they done? What have they done without being on the payroll and all these kids dying in the street and money and everything? And then in every bill that passes, they sitting quiet. LaQuan McDonald, nobody said nothing. Nobody. The tax that took people home. Politicians, nobody said nothing. Red light camera, nobody said nothing. Bag taxes, 8 taxes a year. The other politicians, nobody said nothing.
Yeah, I'm still walking out groceries.
So look, yeah, you gotta put them in your hand. People can't afford to buy a bag when they can't afford to buy food. They got people in their hand. So I have nothing really to say to them because this doggone down, we're really mad about how our community being treated by our own people and outside forces. That's why I don't want a penny. Look, if I was real, I wouldn't be putting millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars in this thing.
Wow. I'm going to give you the great Chantel Grant. So if you listen, we learning a lot from you and this mixture with Reverend Wilson, because what he's saying is pretty deep, and that is, it's about courage, it's about conviction, it's about integrity, it's about having a heart. If you don't have a heart for the people, then God gonna beat you up too. So no matter how big and bad you are as a politician, the president, the governor, the mayor, you're supposed to be taking care of, feed my sheep. Your sheep starve. We got another caller, and then you go ahead, Chantel. Hello, caller.
Yes, Mayor Wilson.
Thank you.
Mayor
I'm your mayor.
How you doing? My name is Martin Casey. My grandfather was S.B. Fuller of Fuller Products Company.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to congratulate you for running, and also take the time just to tell you that there are quite a few business people, and especially the young lady that has her organization. I'd like to know more about it, because I'm going to be building a $5 million factory in Gary, Indiana, to manufacture cosmetic products nationwide. So I just wanted to talk to you just for a moment, congratulate you for your running.
Thank you.
And know that you're going to get my vote.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
All right. Thank you. So, Mayor, that man sounded absolutely convicted. And just like you did right here today. And I think being authentic is really half of the battle. When you real and you authentic and you don't sugarcoat and you call on a spade in terms of business, because we need a business model, Mayor, somebody that's going to understand how to redistribute contracts. We got a couple of minutes. Go ahead, Chantel. And then we're going to get out of here. We got a couple of minutes. Make sure y'all sharing this. Go ahead.
Well, I definitely agree, and I definitely I want to make sure that we realize we are a family, right? And at the end of the day, it's going to take us, majority of the city of Chicago, majority black people in the city of Chicago, to make sure we do what's right in voting in this next mayor and the aldermen. And we want to make sure that the process is authentic so people can start it more and make sure that they pass it on with an authentic process as well.
How do you tell young people, both of you all in closing statements, not voting for party, but voting for your interests, our interests? How do we get our interests very spelled out clear, our interests? What is our interest? Voting our interests, and real quick, we only have a few seconds.
I think mainly is to personalize it. It's to personalize it according to each person.
Okay, Reverend Wilson.
Well, we got to look at the whole thing. We can't look at one race of people. We got to look at everybody. We got to ensure that for parity, economic equality reflect all citizens.
Thank you. Thank both of you all for joining us. You all very candid conversation. Thank you, the best producer on the planet, Brother Earl Winfrey, here in the studio. And thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you share this. This is a great conversation. And guess what? You can tell them that Brother Gregory Sane and the new black leadership said it.
Man.